did a show with Casino on the weekend there, and the radio station in town, I won't say which one, but if you know the 3 R's, you know which one I'm talking about. They decided to give me a shout out, yeah, we want to thank James White for coming out on Saturday. And it was already a mistake, I got my name wrong, but I actually have a younger brother by the name of James. So for any firstborns in the audience, which that fucking sucks for them to get credit, right? So, but I shouldn't harp on him too much, because I mean, that's the only way I actually get my mom to return my phone calls. Yeah, it's James! So, yeah, so actually while I was also there, I kind of noticed there was at the urinal, rather than look creepily at the guy left to me, I said to the right and like, oh shit, they got a condom machine here, right? And I'm like, oh, how quaint, like that's so antique, right? This feels like something out of the 80s. And the first thing I noticed, there's a sticker that says, exceeds Canadian health standards. Well, I sure should also. When you're floating around with a condom and a drunkie, you want to be like, you know what, this might satisfactorily work for me, I don't know. But it's in the right that I noticed, I'm like, wait a minute, they also sell porn out of this machine. I'm like, wow, what a great idea, right? Because they just want to have your night end on a happy note. They want you to buy the condom, go out there, if you strike out, no problem, come back in, slap it on, buy some porn, and pound it out in the bathroom. So, or don't wear the condom. You don't own it. It's not your place. You don't have to worry about cleaning up. So. But I'm going to roll for because I have a 10-year backlog of internet pornography and a horrible imagination. So, but actually, it's funny how I actually even like porn because I was raised Mormon. The first time I watched, okay, you sir, how old were you when you watched porn for the first time? I'm going to get real personal real quick here. 13? Okay. I was 8 and Mormon. Yeah, in 1990, it wasn't aliens or Die Hard that fucked me up, it was Mormons. Because Mormons, they don't teach anything about, reproduction, right? Because for them, the only thing that reproduction is good for is going up the minivan and go to church on Sunday, right? So, my only experience with reproduction is there's a cartoon book called Where Did I Come From? And these cartoon characters explain, like, in over-exaggerated detail where he came from. But I wasn't a stupid child, I didn't take cartoons seriously, right? Like, I didn't watch Looney Tunes, go outside and think that potholes and animals were a real thing I had to worry about, right? So, I'm like, okay, I don't need to worry about this shit, whatever. But my buddy's like, yo, dude, I found these bunch of cassettes in my dad's closet, let's check this shit out. I'm like, okay, what's the worst that could possibly happen? We're about to find out. So, she pops in and instantly just starts, right? It's your stereotype porn, the TV's broken, and she's like, ooh, there's a knock at the door. I wonder who that's gonna be. She opens and all of a sudden, BAM! TV repairman walks in, just starts grabbing her big, and I'm like, whoa, dude! You haven't even worked on the TV yet, you can't take a break. Well, look, it makes sense now, because we had the TV busted downstairs for 7 years, and that's why Dad didn't call it TV repairman, right? So all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, so it's going on, all of a sudden, boom, he rips her pants off. It's the first time I see a badge. I'm like, holy shit, I do not have one of those. And then she rips his pants off, his giant porn star dick's hanging. I'm like, holy shit, I do not have one of those either. And I'm just all like, what the fuck is going on? And he goes hard, and all of a sudden, boom, they connect. And at the time, I'm like, they're connected like 2 Lego bricks. This doesn't make any sense. And he's just stabbing her, like, there's no blood. What is with this mystical hole? What the fuck is going on? And so finally, after a minute or two, he pulls out and expresses his joy all over her. And I'm like, that guy is fucking sick! That is not what pee should look like! That guy needs to stop repairing TVs and go to the fucking doctors right now! And right after he's done, he then pulls out, and all of a sudden some random dude walks out of the room, they high-five as their tag team like a Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior tag team. And I'm like, what the fuck? Guys just live in rooms in this house? When I get home from school tomorrow, I gotta check each room before I lock the door and feel safe? So it was a couple years later, I finally started getting the traumatizing experience out of my head and started trying one to date, right? And as I mentioned before, I was Mormon. If anyone who is Mormon here tonight, I do not apologize for about the next 5 minutes here. So, you kind of go to the leaders, you're like, okay, I really need to know, give me some dating tips I want to get out there. Well, make sure you go on a mission when you're 19. Okay, well, I'm 12, and I have no intention of going door to door when I'm 19 and using the book. Be like, excuse me, sir, this book was written in the 19th century, but I'm going to explain to you how to justify 21st century homophobia, sexism, and racism. So please forgive me while I explain that to you. No, not going to happen. They're also like, well, make sure you, pay your tithing. Really? I highly doubt these girls care about what, I paid to the church here. And tithing never made sense to me. It's like, why can't I just give it to the poor and cut out the middleman? But I found it's like, oh, because they build temples in third world countries. I imagine the process is like, do you guys have science here yet? No? Okay, good. Open up shop. So. So the last bit of information they gave us was just like, make sure you go to church dances. I like going to school dances. So why don't I go to a dance that plays shittier music and I have even a smaller chance of getting to second base? So I'm like, you know what, let's go get some advice from outside the church. So I started buying Maxim magazine for dating tips. And as you can see where the story's going, that's probably one of the worst fucking ideas you can ever have in your entire life. They give you the worst tips. Like, they're written by a guy who's clearly never dated. He's just watched a bunch of shitty 80s action movies and pornography. And like, they try to get bullshit example. Like, here's a real example from Maxim magazine. If you want to get a girl's attention at a club you've never met before, just go pull her hair when she's not expecting it. And the best part is they have like a bullshit like secondary source, like, you know, Arlene from Vancouver says, I love when a stranger pulls my hair. No, Arlene. AKA Steve from behind the computer desk. How they got that? Seriously, try that. Go to the generator tonight and try pulling a woman's hair. Surprisingly, you'll be on Dateline tomorrow night. When an elderly gentleman describing what horrible decisions you made in life to get to the point of an aggravated assault. So, yeah, go back to Mormons there. They have their general conference, and you know what that is? They kind of get together in Utah and they just talk about all this crazy shit. And the one thing that came up to them is they're like, you know, they're really going anti-gay again, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. Sorry? Okay. They kind of got really like, you know, remember, you know, it's not okay to be gay, but make sure to defend your beliefs. Here's some beliefs I'd like the Mormons to believe. Why weren't black people allowed to get anywhere in the church until 1977? Coincidentally, right after they won the civil rights movement. Like, did God call them like, oh shit, guys, sorry. Party weekend, how time works differently up here. You know, it's cool, they can have power and all that stuff now. Or explain to me why the age they let a serial pedophile loose in the Boy Scouts, and he didn't tell anybody because he repented repeatedly. You know what that's like? It's like, oh, okay, Scott, this is the 7th time you repented, you said you would again. We believe you. Let's just, you're going camping this weekend? Cool. Let's just check out your gear. Okay, we got a sleeping bag, we have a pillow, and chloroform duct tape in the camera. Yep, everything seems to be in order here. You do the guy deserves this. Mormons don't deserve it too. And they also kind of taught us, like, growing up, like, you know, homosexuality was like a zombie virus. Like, if they just touched you, you got it. And they also taught, like, oh, all they want to do is fuck you. I highly doubt that. I doubt there's a bunch of gay guys sitting around me like, you know what really turns me on? A bunch of 70-year-old dick homophobic assholes. Oh, they're gonna pick at my finger. Oh, that gets me hard. I can't wait to be like, yo, I'm gonna spit on my dick, they're gonna spit on my grave, man. But finally I fucking got out of that shit. Thank Christ. Yeah, so I got out of that, and thankfully, that's how it was. Least spoon moves in the history of existence for So, but thankfully I got out of that situation, and I finally started dating a girl. She loves science, which is always a plus for me. And we're engaged to get married next year, and we got a cat recently. And she wanted a cat. I'm allergic to cats, so of course we now have a cat in our house. And they were like, hey John, if you're allergic to cats, how did you end up with a ball of anger and histamines in your household? Well, let me tell you. Because you wouldn't have a wonderful power. You get what you want by slowly whittling this down over time. I'm not mad. I'm actually pretty fucking jealous of it. For example, she's like, we should get a cat. I'm like, well, we're getting married in August. Let's try after that. Oh, okay. But a week goes by. I talked to the landlord, and he said we can have one. We just have to pay a damage deposit. Okay, maybe we'll get one a couple months from now. Another week goes by. There's a cat breed book on the coffee table when I get home. I'm like, what's this? Oh, it's just so we can look at breeds, and when the time comes, we know what to get. I'm like, oh, shit. A week goes by. Let's go to the SPCA! And boom, game over, right? So I'm going to try the same approach with her, but suggesting anal. So she's like, maybe after the wedding, a week will go by, I'm like, I talked over to the landlord, he's cool with it. We don't need a damage deposit. Another week will go by, there's going to be a porno magazine, some lubricant on the coffee table. And when she's finally whittled down, she'll wear that strap on for me, so. Inside coming, you need a good eye. But I went to the SPCA. Who here got an animal from the SPCA, by the way? Nobody? Fuck you. No, well, we all love the SPCA. They do a good job. They rescue animals, but fuck, you go there, it's just the biggest guilt trip in the world, isn't it? Like, you go in there, it's somehow more depressing than going to the Green Mile. And it's like, they have all these animals there, and they're around, and you kind of play with them, and then as you get out, you get the 5th degree. Because remember when we got there, she's like, oh, did you see any cats you liked? We're like, yeah, we like this one, and that one. Oh, you like that one? Why? What's wrong? Oh, nothing, just, she hasn't had a very good time. Well, of course not. She's at the fucking SPCA. Like, which is some sort of cat suicide watch? Like, oh, we have to trim her claws and, tie the string and take her sleeping pills. But we also did some crazy other stuff last year. Like, I did Tough Mudder. Did anyone do Tough Mudder last year? So, okay, so I'm the only guy in here. Let's go to what Tough Mudder is. It's basically an obstacle course that was devised by a masochistic person who failed gym class repeatedly. It's 18 kilometers, and every, kilometer they give you a crazy obstacle over. Like, the second one is called the Arctic Animal. And it is way less pleasant than it sounds. And what they do is they have a giant dumpster filled with freezing cold water and ice. You're supposed to jump in, wade through it, submerge yourself, and come out on the other side. Makes your testicles from here to here. It was the second time I tasted nuts that day. It was horrible. But it's a team building exercise. Crosses the team, finishes the team. My team didn't listen to that because they abandoned me about a third of the way through the course. They kind of gave me bullshit reasons. They're like, oh yeah, sorry, 2 bro girls is on. Sorry, my CrossFit's at 5. I just fucking hate you, John. And at first I was mad, but I was like, no, wait, this makes sense. Because in nature, animals leave behind the weakest. We're predators. And I was like, so I started scouring the trees, like, holy shit, there's a dreadlock alien ready to kill me. So, I'm like, wait a minute, this makes sense. The predator is stealth camo. I'll never see him coming, so. I'm glad there's some sci-fi banter in the house, that's great. But I should probably get off the stage here. I don't want to get played off like the Oscars or anything else like that. I was at a restaurant the other day and they played 2 Jennifer Lopez songs back to back. And I was like, holy shit, why didn't you just ask me to leave in the first place? Like, I'm already getting older and angrier, obviously. So the last thing I need is like to get a reminder how old and angry I am. Like, can we just please ask me to leave? I'd rather hear than 2 Jennifer Lopez songs back to back. I'd rather hear a car accident involving my mom and my fiance. You know what that would sound like? Freedom. Sweet. My name is John White. You've been great. Have an excellent evening.